What I'm about to say in this recording, it's common sense. It should make natural sense for everyone that's born again. Just in case I'm going to repeat it because it's very important. Stop clinging onto control. Stop doing that. Or let me say it differently, forfeit all attachment to control. Forfeit it. For the simple reason that any time you cling onto control, you are being controlled. The moment you operate in the mindset of control, which is fear-based, which automatically will lead to violence and negative tension, anytime you cling onto control, which is an illusion, by the way, for human beings, because we can't have that thing called control. We're not able to have it nor to manage it. But anytime you cling onto control, or better the illusion thereof, you are not operating in your natural autonomy. And your natural autonomy is what Christ intended you to walk in. That's what you're designed for. So anytime you cling onto the illusion of control, you're aligning yourself with Satan. Let me repeat that. Anytime you cling onto control, you align yourself with Satan. By doing this, demons get a hold on you, and you're not even aware of it. You may think that you are operating in an autonomous manner, of your own will, and that nobody controls your will. You're wrong. Anytime you cling onto the illusion of control, it's evil spirits using other people, circumstances, trigger words, and collect rituals to move you ahead. So it may appear as if it's you doing things, but it only works out through you. There is no real natural autonomy or freedom when you operate in fear. To operate in fear, natural autonomy goes out the window. That means health goes out of the window. That means safety goes out of the window. And that implies that demons have a safe space now to express themselves. So when you cling onto the illusion of control, it will be demons that will, let me say, how do I say this the right way? It will be demons directing your life, which will not be life anymore. It will be nothing more than a joyless routine. Anytime you hold onto the illusion of control, it will be demons directing your daily life. It will be demons directing your finances. It will be demons directing your relationships. It will be demons directing your health. And you know one thing, when demons give you something, it's only to take something far better away from you. So actually they're not giving you anything. They're only robbing you by offering you a compensation. Yet, many people, unfortunately also many believers, they're so into control. They will not admit this because it's shocking to admit this about yourself, but a lot of folks, they're just control freaks. They want to control everything and everyone. And the moment they can't control you, they become upset with you. They treat you worse than trash. And they always have the reasons for it. This narcissistic attitude, you need to unlearn it because it's narcissistic. It's not in line with Christ and even goes against nature. Yet society tells you that you should take control. Often when society talks about control, they use the word responsibility. They do this so that you may think they're talking about one thing but really mean something else. When they say take responsibility for your life, what they're really telling you is take control of your life. Responsibility is just your ability to respond or react in harmony with your environment for both your good and the good of someone else. That's responsibility. But what society means when we talk about responsibility is control. You're upset, so you need to deal with it by managing it with your own strength. Either by enforcing limitations on others, or by adapting how you feel about it, or by finding another way to cope. It's all about control. I'm telling you, unlearn this narcissistic clinging onto control. It's not from Christ, it's not from the Most High, it's not in line with His word. It even goes against nature itself. And you won't gain anything worthwhile from it. Don't you realize that most of the domestic violence incidents that happen in the world have to do with control? The husband wants something, and his will is not validated, so now he's upset because he feels rejected and he acts out against the wife, or maybe the other way around. The wife has a will which she does want to examine, and the husband gently proposes something else, and she lashes out. Don't you know that this clinging for control is what is behind child molestation, pedophilia, and all forms of child abuse? Sexual violence has nothing to do with sex nor sexual enjoyment. Sexual violence has to do with this narcissistic clinging onto control. Someone wants to feel in control, and the only way they can feel in control is by endangering you. Because in a state of fear, you will likely comply because you don't want something bad to happen to you. So predators bring you in a state of anxiety so that they can have a hold on you to feel relieved. Sexual violence has nothing to do with sexual activity. It all has to do with this clinging for control. That's what it's about. Listen, this narcissistic clinging onto control, if you don't repent from it, if you don't unlearn it, Satan will use it to destroy both you and those around you. If you have children, Satan will use it to let me say this, to cause you to destroy your own kids. You shouldn't even aware you're destroying your own kids. It's this narcissistic clinging onto control that the media uses to either scam the population or to distract them. It's this narcissistic clinging onto control that tyrants use to incite violence and genocide in the community. Think about Nazi Germany. That's what they did. Think about Pol Pot. I believe that he was from Cambodia. Think about the massacres in Pakistan and Bangladesh against the Hindus in 1946 and 1971. I'm telling you, this narcissistic clinging onto control, we call it self-respect. Unlearn it. I'm telling you, unlearn it. If you don't unlearn this, you can't learn to walk by faith. And it's only by walking by faith you can please the Heavenly Father. Nobody can please God without faith. On the other hand, nobody can please Satan without fear. So if you're not walking by faith, that means you're walking by fear. And that doesn't mean that you're afraid all the time. It can be you're relaxed, you're going to your job, you're going to parties, all of that, but you're in a state of fear because fear is not a feeling. Fear is a state of mind. It's taking patterns that contradict the truth. It's taking patterns that contradict Christ. I'm telling you, God has not given us a spirit of fear. So don't operate in fear. Unlearn this narcissistic clinging onto control. Trust God. Trust Him. It's weird how a lot of folks refuse to trust the Most High, but they will trust politicians, media magnates, celebrities, pastors, religious folks, and business people. They'll trust anyone and anything except the Most High. And often there is evidence, overwhelming evidence, that those upon whom they rely are not reliable, nor trustworthy. But out of sheer habit, they comply with what we call society. They are dedicated to dysfunction. They're loyal to self-destruction. Tell them to rely upon Christ and to forfeit all their ways of relief-seeking. They'll go off at you. But if you have some pagan pastor telling them you need to sow your seed every month when you got your wage, sow a seed. Also every week, give some offering. They'll do it. They may do that for 10 years. There's still no financial breakthrough. They may see others who did it for 30 years and no financial breakthrough. But just for the sake of having this validation that they belong to this church, they will keep doing it, even when deep down inside they know it's a scam. I'm telling you, for faith is clinging on to control. A lot of folks want to be able to say no for the sake of saying no. They are clinging on to this urge to control things. Some people will quote unquote reject you just because they want to have control, because they want something to say. And here's the thing, some people will attack you and turn on you and hate you just for the sake of them having control, having the right to will whatever they will. That's what it's about. Hating someone else, not liking someone else, having a will against someone else, all has to do with this clinging on to control, which someone doesn't have. And because you're frustrated because you don't have it, now you want to dump the frustration on someone else to be relieved. It's relief seeking. That's what it is. Well, that's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ and be at peace.